and the Marquoyer has it on that wing. Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab for spell. Here's another shot. Right in front of score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
Well, it's Sunday right now. At this exact time, the Buffalo Sabres absolutely smoked the Boston Bruins 6-1. And it's 1-0 Colorado beating the Kings. Could be Anze Kopitar's last game. So that's the current events right now while we're recording this. What series you want to start? You want to start with the Canes, with the Sens?
Let's start with the series that's over.
Let's just start with the Metropolitan this time. Man, sweep.
Yeah.
So,
I thought honestly, like I kind of saw it coming. I didn't expect Ottawa. Like it was good, entertaining hockey to watch. It was gritty. I loved it, but honestly, I kind of expected this. I thought Ottawa would at least get one game.
yeah.
But yeah, kind of crazy that they never led at all.
No, man, it was a disaster. Everything that had to go wrong with Ottawa, you know, they were so unlucky too. They have hit like 9 posts, I think, in 2 games, and just Brady, nowhere on the score sheet, just going to the penalty box at the wrong time.
You know what it is? I think like for him too. I think he was just trying to he laid a bunch of like big hits. I think he was just trying to fire up the team, right? Trying to kind of spark something, and it just.
The problem with his sparking is that if you want to spark a team up, you got to still have my thing with Brady is that I feel like at the IQ that you should be playing at, he doesn't play at that. If you're gonna hit somebody and you want to get your team into it, you can't go in the box. Get the other team agitated to the point where they do something stupid, not you. You start the initiation and then you do something stupid that makes you go in the box. That makes absolutely no sense. If you're one of those pests, right? Go look at Jamie Benn's a really good example. He could play when he needs to, and when he needs to get his team in it, he will. It's a really good type of captain, right? Like a captain material type of player. And then when you look at Brady, I just feel like he just puts his team into a disadvantage every single time. I just see him whenever they're down and he needs to do something, he always does something dumb.
I don't know. Like I see it the other way. I think it's just him just trying to be a pest, trying to.
I think he's the worst. I personally think Brady is the worst pest in this league. Like worse like he's the worst. Like he's not the best pest in the league. He's one of the worst.
So like what
he is so shit at being a pest.
He's a pest at for his own team.
Like he's a disadvantage. It sometimes feels like it's a 6-on-5.
I don't know. Sometimes like yesterday, like watching the game, he laid like a bunch of there was one point in the game where he laid 2 back-to-back hits, and I think right after that, Ottawa tied the game, and I thought like they were gonna win at that point. Yeah, but
there's not a single time I see him pushing everybody out in front of the net, causing. Like Anderson, the entire first 4 games, I feel like Anderson, even though he was saving anything, I didn't feel like there was some high scoring chance other than the posts, but I didn't feel like there was anybody that was right in his crease that was really bothering him, getting under his skin. I didn't see any of that stuff. That's Brady's job.
Well, yesterday he took a shot to the face, like he got punched. Like I think someone checked one of the players from behind, but it was just like light tap.
But okay, so for the Ottawa Senators, I feel like the level they were playing at Game 4 was much better than the first 3 games.
Oh, 100%.
But it was too late.
Yeah, I agree.
It was way too late.
No, well, I think the biggest issue for them, we'll talk about it more, but it's that power play, right?
Yeah.
Like what, they were 1 for 17 or something. It was something crazy.
Yeah.
And even last game, they had, I think, 2 2-man advantages, and they were over a minute long.
Yeah.
For each of them, and couldn't get anything done.
So what do you think is let's just go with the highlights of this series overall. What do you think is the highlights? It could be individual players, it could be team, it could be coaching, whatever. What's
I'll start with Carolina because I think it'll be easier.
Yeah.
I think the highlight for them is Anderson. I thought Anderson played really well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, lights out.
Yeah.
And it's not even like just routine saves. He made a bunch of like above expectation saves, right?
Yeah.
Even in like that first game where he made that crazy save that went off the post and everyone thought it went in the net, but it was just off his glove and kept it out.
Man, I think Slavin, 14 takeaways, right? In first game, didn't give a single high scoring chance. He's been averaging 23 minutes, just complete shutdown. If you go talk about any of the Ottawa Senators players, I feel like he has a huge hand in the reason why they dominated from puck drop. The Hurricanes outscored Ottawa 6-1 in every third period game. So if you're always behind and you're getting outscored, it seems like the Canes were turning it up on the third period while Ottawa was just falling apart. So maybe that's a lack of experience. I'm not sure, but this is your second year making here. You would think that from the Toronto series that you lost in 6, you'd think you would figure something out. But I felt like they came
So
here
they
and
took a step back.
maybe not even a step back. I felt like it was just like plain. Like it was like Olmark was the only reason I felt like, all right, they improved on something. Olmark played better. But apart from that, I didn't really see anything. Batherson scored, he was the only one who scored a power play goal, I believe. That's when they went 1 for 17.
Yeah.
So it was like, where the hell? Like Cousins had 2 goals, Batherson has 3. And I think Tim Sousa had 1 or something. And then the rest of the team just disappeared. Giroux had nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's a lot of questions with Ottawa overall.
Good thing for them is I think they have a goalie for sure now. Allmark, I think, played lights. I think he's the only reason that the games are so close.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and the another highlight I would say was the Sens had like 144 hits to 88. They out-hit the Canes. It felt like it was working at certain points.
Yeah.
But then the opportunities they had in like game 2 and 3, game 2 especially, I think game 2 was like the game they should have taken. And it felt like it just slipped away somewhere. I don't know. It was a lot of, I know they got unlucky, but that was the game. If they tied it up, like things could have changed for them, but they just didn't.
That was the overtime game, right?
Yeah, I believe that was the overtime game. Yeah, they just it just slipped away. Sanderson getting injured too. I mean, he played 3 games. I get it, game 4, not having him, that's tough. But regardless, like I know Zub wasn't there either playing, but I mean, you can't really blame injuries. Like you got to bring it, you know.
No, like I think for them, like honestly, it's also very tough. You're coming against the best team.
Yeah.
In the East too, right? But like, I like in terms of like, it was a sweep, but I thought they played like pretty well. What do you think?
I think if I want to talk about the reasons why the Hurricanes won, I think like Logan Stankoven, 4 goals, clutch, all clutch goals. The second line was absolutely fire. You have
even Taylor Hall, man.
Taylor Hall at 7 points, right? And then who was the third guy that played on that line? Second line, Jackson Blake.
I got worried, man. Yesterday he took like a bad hit. I thought he got hurt and he was going to be out, but he came back.
I think that was the story because if you go look at the first, like Svechnikov didn't have anything. Nikolai Ehlers on the third line, I think he only had 1 assist. Sebastian Aho had a couple points.
But even him, he had like clutch empty net goals yesterday, right?
Right. So, I mean, apart from that, you just look at the highlight for the Canes was that the second line showed up and they just outscored the primary line for the Ottawa Senators and won the series. And I think with the Canes is that they have different players. I feel like even the next series, you're going to see different heroes coming along. But Logan Stankoven, man, damn, that kid is good.
And lucky too, right? Because they got him back from the Rantanen trade, right? So, like, I think now he has a year under his belt with the team too. It's not like kind of being thrown in mid-season. I think like he's adjusted really well too.
Yeah. And the Canes won over 60% of the faceoffs,
Yeah,
which I think
big.
we were already assuming that was going to happen. They were going to dominate on the faceoff line. But when you don't have the puck, especially on the defensive zone, then, you know, what is Ottawa going to do, right? The puck's right back out.
Decent power play too. I think they scored a couple power play goals too.
And then the last one was Frederick Anderson, of course. I think he was brilliant. He did turn back the time. Hopefully he doesn't, you know, no injuries or anything, and he just continues playing the way he is.
With Anderson, he's always been solid. And like even when he was with Toronto, even when he was with Anaheim, like he's always been solid in the playoffs. And the good thing too is they have like so much depth too, right? Like they could put in Bussy, if they need to. But I think just ride the hot hand,
right? You gotta ride him for sure.
Good for them too. I think like this was kind of like very physical series for them. I think they get to kind of sit back, get some rest. You know.
Yeah, Ottawa had 4 5-on-3 advantages to you know take the lead, and they just didn't. It was just flat. That's one thing you would assume that, you know, Ottawa would get their power play going. And I think that's one of the reasons why they ended up losing. I mean, just special teams overall, just it didn't show up. And Olmark had some brilliant games. Yeah, there were some goals that he let in or little soft ones, but you can't blame him. He had some great games. It's just the team didn't rile through it. Sometimes you feel like in a playoff game, if your goalie makes 2 or 3 crucial saves, it'll give them momentum for your team to turn it around. They're going on a rush the other way and then end up scoring a goal or 2. And then, you know, goalie, he just needs to make those certain saves to keep the team in. But in this series, it just felt like Olmark just had to be great the entire series. That's too much to ask for from any goalie, right? Boston, I mean, Swayman's a really prime example over there in Boston. But this series, Olmark, I think he played I think he was maybe one of the great things you could come out of the series.
Well, even that stretch he had when he came back from like the injured reserve or whatever. But yeah, that stretch they had, I think, close out the season into the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's like crazy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, do you think now that they're up and they swept them, would you rather sit and be up 4-0, or would you rather play? Because now a lot of the other teams, they're still going to be in like game form, right?
Yeah, but as I was talking about, like taking 144 hits, you know, sometimes you need the rest. I mean, it depends on how banged up this team is. It doesn't seem like they were moving pretty well.
Well, it's the first round too, right? So I think like later on it kind of helps, but for the first round, I like the only worry for me now is like Carolina goes, they sit for a couple games, and then they have to kind of pick it back up when they play whoever's next, right?
Yeah. No, I do see that for sure. But I think this team is just, because they're always constant forward pressure, they do put in a lot of like mileage, let's just say, right? So maybe it is a good thing to maybe have a shorter series now and then rest, and then for a fact that the rest of the series are going to be longer. It's hard to say. I feel like you always hear the argument from both ends, right? Going 7 games constantly, you're gassed out. But then if you're sitting too early, then you're also rusty. So I don't know what's the perfect blend, right? I mean, if the Flyers come from the other side, Flyers are also a very physical team.
Well, that's why I think it kind of helps kind of have those games, because you're carrying that momentum right into the next series. Whereas if you're sitting, like you're kind of having to kind of be like, okay, let's pick it back up, right?
Yeah.
So that was my only thing.
For sure. So the series is both what we said 5, and it finished in 4. Was there something that you thought you would see to take you to 5 that you didn't see?
Honestly, I thought the physicality would bother Carolina a lot. Yeah. So it looked like it did kind of bother him, because last game, like they were like all over the place, and Carolina got frustrated. They took a bunch of penalties, right? Yeah. That's what led to those power play chances. But like I said, you don't capitalize, right? You do.
Yeah, like we talked last week, I just thought Tim Stützle was going to have just at least one game where he just completely takes over, scores a couple of goals, maybe even a hat trick, and just wins it for the team. But it just never came. So I think that's the reason why we had 5, but then it ended on 4. So we weren't that far away.
No, I was like I said, I wasn't surprised, right?
It wasn't a surprise. All right, so let's move on to the next series. That's the Flyers versus the Pens.
Maybe they cure the curse, man. They broke the Tkachuk curse. Now they're all the way to the cup. Now,
yeah. I mean, listen, the Metropolitan, it's much easier than the rest. Look, we talked with the Atlantic and the Central. It's so unfair, the teams that they got to play each other. Maybe it's a good thing, but it felt like for the past few years, it's been a bad thing for Carolina, right? This year, is it going to be the same question? We'll see, right? The next series, Flyers versus Pens. So
honestly,
what do you think are the 3 highlights out of this series that, let's just break it down from there?
Honestly, like number one highlight, I think, is just they've outplayed Pittsburgh the entire series. Like, it's like kind of watching it, and it's just like seeing kind of boys play against men, but it's like kids playing against grandparents almost, right? Pretty much, yeah. That's what it looks like. But no, like even when you see Pittsburgh play, it feels like all their chances are coming from the outside. Last game was a little bit better for them. Yeah. But even like Crosby taking bad penalties, I feel like they're kind of getting underneath Pittsburgh's skin a little bit.
I honestly feel like this series, we watched game 4. But if we didn't watch game 4, if we just watched game 3 and we were doing this right now, I would have felt like as soon as the puck dropped, game 1, moment the puck dropped, I felt like the Flyers were already in the Penguins' heads. Like mentally, they were already winning that warfare. And just Crosby, I don't know, it just felt like he just completely shut down. Like he's like, I don't know, like it's like everybody got puzzled, like no idea what to do, because they would dump it in, the puck's right back out, transition, and they just kept doing it over and over again, and it wasn't working. So, yeah, I don't know. It was pretty stunning just seeing the speed that the Flyers brought in, just constant pressure.
Well, they were just being crazy because it's time, like it's not even just the speed; it's the physicality that they're playing with, right? Yeah, and like
it's even after the whistles.
Yeah,
they're just
being gritty.
Yeah.
No, just being like past, right?
Yeah, but I know we were talking about the highlights, but I feel like with the Pittsburgh Penguins, because they don't have a guy. Actually, in this entire playoffs, one issue I've had, and I think we saw this in the Tampa series, which was fine. But if you feel like your team is down and they don't have anything, you're doing your scrums. Like Pittsburgh is flat game 1, flat game 2, they're flat game 3. I mean, somebody has to drop the gloves. Like if you are like Rust was doing this, I think he was like punching. He was punching with his glove. Like, you know, you're not a fighter, but your team, like somebody in your team needs to step up, even if you lose a fight, but you gotta get something going.
Well, even you saw at the end of the last game, it was over. The game was over, and you saw like Martone and Crosby, and Russ. They're all like, it was probably more like interaction from Pittsburgh after the game. So hopefully, like they carry that into the next game, right? I kind of want it to be like an entertaining scene. I don't want to watch this.
It's like the Shortsy thing, man. Just set the tone, right?
Yeah,
like somebody has to set the tone. Like 3 games went for Pittsburgh, it was like nobody setting the tone. The fourth game, Pittsburgh came. They won. It was good. I think their plan was working.
They just need a couple of gems.
I don't know, man. I really thought the Pens were gonna win in 7, but damn, this is just not. It's not. I'm still not happy. Even the game 4, how it was played and everything. I still feel like it's Flyers hockey. Like everything that Flyers want to do, they're getting it done. There's nothing stopping them right now.
And the crazy part is, it's not just one player that's contributing. Like it feels like everyone's contributing. Like Owen Tippett's been playing well. Mitchkoff's playing crazy too, right? Yeah. Same thing.
I've been hearing Flyers fan telling him, like, I remember after game 2, people were saying that you should healthy scratch him. I was very confused.
No.
Why? Because, he's not playing like a star or anything, but every single time you're touching the puck, I felt like something was happening.
Even last game, they almost came back. Yeah. Konechny, like, played, I think he had a goal. Like, it's crazy, right?
Dude, the highlight, I would say that one of the highlights, Vladar, man.
Yeah.
That guy, the goals against is like 1.78, you know?
Yeah.
Save percentage is like 930, I think. It's like,
but like, honestly, like the team, like the way, like Taka, I think he's genius, man. Like, I think he was with Pittsburgh for a bit too, like in their assistant, right?
Yeah.
So I think like kind of him understanding too, like being around those players, kind of advantage for Philadelphia too, right?
Yeah. Well, if I have to ask you, what do you think is the reason why the Flyers are winning? Like, do you have any certain things that you've been noticing?
Honestly, like one thing I think is they're just shutting. Like one thing I notice is every time Crosby is on, like they've been line matching with Couturier, right?
Yeah, but then they have Sanheim,
and I feel like Sanheim's just getting in his head.
Yeah,
and I think it's just like, you know, what you're doing is you're not letting him get started, right? And just trying to like slow him down. I feel like that's actually what's kind of helping Philadelphia. And one thing that I noticed too, and everyone probably sees it too, is just all like they're clogging up the central part of the ice.
Yeah,
and they're forcing Pittsburgh to play outside, and everything. Like, you're not going to score many goals from the outside, right? And even the shots are like all from the points. Yeah, no one's in front. Like they've been doing. Yeah, they've been.
And nobody's getting in front of.
That's what I was just saying.
And getting in front of the net thing, I've been. Have you been noticing where certain players, when they're driving and it's a one-on-one and they're coming from the outside coming in, and instead of just completely driving into the net, maybe you have to run a goalie over, or maybe you just need to cut in and try to score. Mm-hmm. Instead, they'll stop, turn around, and then they'll wait for their team to come in. Yeah. You're making a safe play. But if you're on that one-on-one, you got that one step ahead of the defender. You gotta drive in. Drive hard on that, yeah. You have to.
But you know, like, I think it's just the way the NHL is now. You're not seeing as many like power forwards.
Yeah, I get it. But I think there was an opportunity for Russ to do that, and I felt like there was a lot of times that I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just a puck possession. It's the numbers game now that you got to hold on to the puck, let the team come in, then you have possession. But I feel like there's certain plays that if your team is down, maybe running a play or two like that, you know, it could send a message too, you know, that we're willing to run your goalie over if we need to. Yeah. Just don't see it as much.
No, even like I think one thing, they've helped Vladar a lot, because I think he's just not had that many crazy. He just had to make routine saves, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing like out of the ordinary. So I think as long as they do that for him, like, I think like they'll win the series. Do you think there's any chance Pittsburgh comes back?
I don't, man, it's hard. I don't see it because there's, okay. So another thing, like one of the reasons why I just feel like the Flyers you see their youth, right? You seen Porter Martone score those 2 clutch goals, right? You see Zegras also scoring the game, like the power play goal. But then you got Kindle on the other side and Chinakhov. They got nothing. They're on the third line. They got no points. You got youth on one side that's actually contributing or actually being the core of the team. And then the other guys, the two guys that were also playing great on the run that are not doing anything. Why are they on your third line? Like, I get it. They won last game. Sure. I'll go take that away. But you need to add Kindle on the wing. Like, you got to put him back on Crosby. Like, you got to speed these guys up. Like, add some speed. You can't move them to the third line. They're not doing anything. And then the Flyers are just taking advantage with their youth. So I feel like that's one core reason of why it's just not working out. But yeah, Porter Martone, man.
Like, it's crazy. And the craziest thing is, too, how fast she's adjusted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is like the big shocking thing. Usually it takes a while for players to kind of adjust and stuff like that.
Oh, he's a true flyer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fits perfectly.
I think so, too.
That's like the identity is perfect. A lot of the guys are there. It's great. The third thing, remember one of the main reasons why I was talking about the Penguins winning was special teams.
Yeah. And it's
special teams went out the window, dude.
Just flat.
Went out the window.
It's like, if anything, they've been giving
the Flyers are better.
Yeah. No, and it's just, I think it's just them getting in Pittsburgh's head, getting them to take bad penalties too, right?
Yeah.
Like
listen, there were times when there's just 5 guys in the box, both sides. But even that's happened. Pittsburgh just power play just hasn't been that great. PK's been okay.
What do you think about goaltending? Because it's the same thing with Skinner, right? Like it sounds like they're gonna start Yari again next game. Well,
Yari's in.
Not Yari.
Shilov's, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
They should have after game 2 when they lost that game. They should have game 3 should have been a change. I think it's a little too late now.
So now you know what you got to do. You got to put Skinner in next game. He's gonna get you a shutout.
No, he's not getting nothing.
The
formula for Skinner is that when he does this and you put Pickard in net, he'll win you the series. The next series when Pickard drops the ball, then you put Skinner in. That's usually the formula.
Yeah, but they can't drop any games.
They can't drop the ball though, man. Yeah. So yeah.
Even Skinner, like you can't blame him for any of the goals. Like I think he's played solid.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't think this series has anything to do with goaltending, man. Like,
no, but
Bladder's been great, but I'm saying Skinner, you can't really blame him for anything. I think.
No, I think like you said too. I think if they were gonna change something, they should have changed it, and maybe
game 3 was crucial,
just to change something up, right?
They should have.
Yeah,
that was maybe a rookie mistake. That wasn't a great one. So, what do you think is the reason? Well, we already gave one of the reasons why Pittsburgh is losing the series. So, do you have any other reasons?
I think just age, man. I think honestly, it's age is kind of catching up to the players now.
Yeah.
When you have like a bunch of players and they're all over 35, like 4 of your key core guys are over 35.
When Crosby did that game 3 antic where he just kind of dived on that, that was
vintage Crosby.
Man, that was rookie Crosby. That was like first 2-3 years when he was doing stuff like that, and a lot of people didn't like him, had certain names for him, and then he got away from it. He had a really good reputation and everything, but I mean, you doing that was, come on, man.
Well, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Got caught for embellishment too on top of that.
Like I said, man, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, but cheat a little better, man.
Yeah.
You haven't done it in what, 15 years, 16 years? Yeah. Now you're doing it. And then did you see the video where he's sitting in the penalty box and there's a fan behind him?
No.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I haven't seen this.
So Crosby's sitting there and the fan looks at him and he just does, right? He's like looking at him like he's his father. He's like, I come on aside. And then Crosby looks at him and then he just gives him a little smirk and then he looks straight. It was funny.
Oh, that's crazy.
He's like, you know what you did. Oh, yeah. No, I feel like even the times when Crosby's touching the puck, some of the passes he's making, those are not normal Crosby passes. I don't even think it's the age thing, man. I just feel like they feel like they're kind of stuck in a box or something.
Well, even like last game, like they won the game, but there was so many times where I thought Philly was gonna come back and just take the momentum and just close out the series.
Okay, so now the fact that there's been 4 games, and let's just give our reason. Okay, not our reasons. If Pittsburgh had to somehow turn around, win the series, what needs to happen? Do you have any things that need to work out for them to win the series?
I think they just need to stay out the box.
Okay.
That's probably the most important thing, and I think they'll win the next game. I think, and then Philadelphia closes it in.
But
in 6.
other than
staying out the box, I like.
But there's so many things that are going wrong with them.
Yeah.
There must be more than that. If you're the head coach, you walks in, you're like, guys, stay out of the box and we'll win.
No, not even stay out of the box. I think honestly, they need to send bodies to the net. Like you've been watching the games too. It's like trying to shoot it, but like there's like Rust, he needs to get in front and like try and disrupt, right? And you're in front of the net, you're gonna like possibly draw a penalty, do something like that. Also, like you were talking about getting some of the other guys, younger guys, maybe move them up a line, right? Just insert some speed into the lineup.
Kochetkov
right?
is so invisible right now. Like you gotta do something with him, man. He's one of the reasons why you're on a good run. And him just being flat on the third line is unacceptable. I think personally, Pittsburgh doesn't just need to win next game; they need to shut him out. If Philly can't score a single goal next game and they come out with a shutout, I think mentally you can say that the series can change. Because I don't think this is like just scoring or trying to, this is like all mental game. The only way to turn it around is to use that mental warfare back on Philly.
Even I think like the longer the series goes, I think it's in Philly's favor because they're just grinding them and like.
No, but Philly, dude, everything's in Philly's favor right now. There's not, the series doesn't need to go long. It could be short. Philly's going to win this. Philly's up 3-1. Yeah. It's nothing to do with that. I just think with Pittsburgh, you could only look at their point of view because Pittsburgh's kind of stuck.
No.
Pittsburgh barely has like a 15-20% chance.
I think the goaltending change, like, sparked something. Like maybe ride.
But it can't be, I feel like it can't be a 1-goal game where it's like a 4-3 game and you win. I feel like you have to come out. It has to be like a 2-0, 3-0 game.
Just a statement game.
It has to be a statement game, right? And then when you go home, it's like now mentally, Flyers have never been there. They're up 3-2. Now the demons start coming, like not demons, but like those voices, those whispers coming into your ears. Can we close these guys out? They have experience. Okay, we can't do this. Then they maybe forget about the things that were helping them be successful, and now they're second guessing it. That's what Pittsburgh needs the Flyers to think. And in order for them to do that, it has to be a big statement game tonight. They're playing tonight, right? 7?
No, wait, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, yeah, they're playing tomorrow, yeah, because they won last night.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, so that's key, man. This game, it's not just about the win; it has to be a big one. But I don't know, man. I don't see.
Where do you
I don't see the Penguins winning.
Yeah, I don't either.
Next game.
I see them winning next game. I think Philadelphia.
So you see Flyers, and so we both you had Flyers in 7. I had Pens in 7.
Yeah.
Now you think it's gonna be Flyers in 6, and I think it's gonna be Flyers in 5.
Okay.
Yeah, no, everything that I had written for Pittsburgh has not worked out. Not a single thing. Everything went out the window. So, yeah, this series kind of threw me a little off. I really thought the experience, or at least I felt like Kindle would have brought something new to this team, but they haven't. I feel like they haven't used him properly, personally. Anyways, let's move on from this series now. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. It's the Sabres versus Bruins. Well, the game just happened today. 6-1.
Sabres won. Yeah.
Slapped them up.
Yeah.
And then Swayman in the end just yelled at his bench and left.
Yeah.
So what do you think are the 3 highlights of the series?
Honestly, like after the first game, I thought like it was going to be like a lot closer. Was it the first game or second game?
The first game when they're down by 3?
That's right.
Down by...
That's right, because the first game they were down by 3 and then they came back, took it. And then
they're down by 2, then they won 4-2.
That's right. Yeah. And then, no, they won 4-3 or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah, they were down by 3, yeah.
And then the next game, it was Boston won. And when they won that game, I'm like, oh, geez, this is going to be like a series.
Yeah.
But then last game, they came out, I think they gave up the first goal, but then they came back and won by like a couple goals. And then even today I think they just have all the momentum. They're just riding high.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think one thing that's good for them is like after like, giving up like home ice after game 2, I think like good on them for like kind of taking and kind of just staying positive and carrying that into and now they took both games in Boston, right?
Yeah, I think even with another highlight, I think I don't think everybody's talking about it, but when Norris got injured game 3, he got injured. He didn't play game 3. Austin played. He played third line center, very crucial. Scored a goal and assist. It was an empty net. It was between Passel's leg, and he was a +2 for a guy who coming in rookie, never played before. For him to come into a game like that, the series 1-1 tied. I think that was a very important highlight. I think it's just more like an underrated thing. It's just between the thing. I'll say one thing. Before this game, Swayman was playing. It was like save percentage was almost .940 before this game 4. That's completely blown his numbers out now. I feel like he has been masking this Boston problem. I mean, Boston have been overachieving all year. Swayman's just one of those guys. I think he's maybe one of the best goalies in the league. And just this game, he just couldn't. His team was just flat.
Mm-hmm.
They just let in 4 goals first period.
Yeah,
it's over.
No, and it's crazy. Like how do you come back after that, right? Like they got to come out next game and like turn things around quick. Otherwise, like you're out.
Like Tage Thompson scoring those 2 goals game 1, that was like his moment.
No.
Like the fans were going crazy.
There's like some crazy stat I seen too, like because Tate Thompson's kind of bigger player too. It was like I think it was like last week there was I think there was only 2 goals scored by players under like 6'2" or something like that. Oh. It's like all the goals are from like taller players. Oh, that was like some crazy stat. But this was like from last week, so I wonder if anything changed. I'm kind of curious to see now if like maybe that's the way the new NHL. Maybe we'll see return of like power forwards and stuff too.
The third highlight was when we came in. We are just thinking about can Boston out physically play against the Buffalo Sabres, and that was they learned very quick.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
No,
right.
And I think like it's even like Buffalo, Boston, Buffalo.
Yeah.
No, but even Buffalo. Like I think the trades they made at the deadline, try and get like an extra D-man.
Logan Stanley really worked out.
Yeah, 100% because he's like that big physical guy, right? Yeah. So I think, and all their defensemen are
takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
No, so what do you think are the 3 reasons why Buffalo is in this?
Well, I think Leon's been playing like lights out too. Like
that was the move I'm talking about. So like they brought in line after game 2.
Yeah.
Right. That was a right move.
Yeah.
Change everything. But if Pittsburgh did that, I feel like I'm not saying that they would have.
No, just change something
like
up.
It would have given them a better chance.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, 100%.
And bringing Alex Lyon, that was smart.
No, 100%. He's playing like lights out.
Yeah.
And I think that's helped. Like Tage Thompson, and it's not even like Tage Thompson or like Tuke or any of the guys. They've been getting scoring from like other players too. Like
I think Byron's been
like Doan's been playing good too.
Like Tuck, of course, has been putting up some points. He put some points today too. But I think Byron in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Byron, I think he's just been so good. He's been their best. I personally feel like he's been their best defenseman. He's been so good in this thing, and there's not much you could take out of this team and saying that who's not playing good. I think everything is just working out for Buffalo. It's
so crazy too because I think they have a good balance of like older veteran players. Like I think they're leaning on Tuck a lot, Tuck, whatever, right? but they're leaning on him a lot, right? Because he's won in Vegas.
Yeah.
So like he kind of brings that little bit of that experience. But then they have so much young talent like Owen Power.
Puck has been winning a lot of puck battles, man.
Right? Like you know what I mean? Like they're like I think it's a good balance of both youth and like that veteran.
Yeah. What do you think are the reasons why Boston is in this situation right
Honestly,
now?
I think it's just they're not as deep, man.
Their bottom 6 is just horrendous, man. Yeah. Like nobody's putting up points. Like Corelli just scored now, right? In 6-1 game.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, there's just nothing coming. Like even
it's just like garbage minute goals, right?
Is very quiet too, right? Yeah. And he hasn't done much either. Who else? Steves was another guy. There's like a bunch of them. There's just no.
What about past his performance? Well, how do you think he's been playing? Because I think like going into the series, I think we both said like he's got to be.
Yeah, he has to just carry this team. Right?
Yeah.
I think like when we were talking about game 1 slipped away.
Mm-hmm.
Game 1 they should have won that one, and then that could have changed They could have changed it.
At least it would have been 2-2, right?
Yeah, but taking one, especially in Buffalo, could have set the tone.
Well, they took game 2. Imagine they won game 1 and then one.
I mean, of course, it changes the rest of it, but just taking that game 1, just it will.
You set the tone, right?
Yeah, you set the tone, and I think that game just losing, just letting in 3 goals in 8 minutes. Wow, that was like a crazy way of starting the playoffs, right? And just you would never expect that happening to Boston. They do that to Boston.
Well, it's the crazy part too is like once they tied the game or once they even got close, I think just the crowd alone made it so much tougher on them, right?
Loud in there.
Yeah. And even today, you score 4 in the first, you take the crowd right out of it, right? It makes a big difference.
Yeah, no, for sure. I just think they just ran out of gas, man. They can't beat them. I don't feel like they could beat them physically. They can't beat them on. Like goaltending was the only thing that was keeping them, and then today they just got completely exposed. And Swayman just can't. He can't score for them. If Swayman could score, maybe he'll win a game. But he can't score for them. And we both had Sabres in 6.
Okay,
that's how we had it. So, do you still think it's going to go to 6, or do you think it's going to finish up in 5?
I think it'll go. I think it'll go 6 still.
You think it's going to go to 6?
I think like after this, I think Boston's got to come out like with different energy.
This is the worst game I've seen the Bruins play. Shoot, I don't even remember. Like, when was the last time they had a bad playoff game like this? may have been the early 2000s. I have no idea. But this was bad. I don't know. Like, this is rock bottom for them. Because if they lose next game, man, it's a really bad way of finishing the season.
I think next game they'll come out.
Yeah,
especially you lose like this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It kind of like triggers something.
Sour taste in your mouth, right? So if the Boston Bruins could win next game, at least if you lose Game 6, then you can say, okay, all right, well,
we made it a series.
Yeah, we're still learning a lot of things, and we still got we got like guys like Freytons Mitten. They're all growing up, right? They're still young.
Who knows,
and
man? Maybe they might get Toronto's first.
Yeah, right. So, but if you lose, no, I'm not saying you're gonna lose like this, but you lose next game, I feel like it's just a really bad way of ending a kind of a Cinderella story where they were overachieving to make the playoffs, coming in as an underdog in this series, and then just losing the way they do, right? So, yeah. I personally don't think that they're winning in Buffalo.
What do you think? Do you think it'll go? You don't think they're going to win at all?
No, I don't think so. I think they're losing in 5 now. Just, I don't know, man. Just the body language this game. They're just stunned.
Out of it.
Yeah, they're just stunned. They don't know what to do.
You know what it is too? Like it was an early game today too, right? Maybe that had something to do with it.
Boston apparently. I was looking at the statistics. Boston's actually really good afternoon games. Like they have good numbers, so you can't really. Buffalo also has afternoon games. But those two teams are very used to playing afternoon games. I don't know. Does it really change it that much? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe like you've been in like a routine of playing like prime time games.
Could be.
Kind of hard.
But I mean, you still gotta win. Buffalo's never been here before, so you can't really use it against Buffalo.
No,
they haven't been here in 14 years.
Yeah,
right. So for Boston to use that afternoon game thing, I don't think that's a strong.
No, but I'm just saying, like, maybe the guys were out. I don't know.
Nobody's partying. Nobody's partying right now.
Just like throwing stuff out there. Maybe they're up late watching the games on the West Coast. Maybe they're up late watching who played last night. Yeah. Oh, they were watching the Philadelphia game last night. Maybe stayed up late to watch that. And then
maybe, but yeah. So you have them in 6, right?
Yeah. I think it's still
gonna think he's gonna finish that way. All right. Let's move on to the next series.
Sure.
All right, let's move on to the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Montreal Canadiens. So what's your highlights of this entire series, man?
Honestly, like it lived up to expectations.
Great, huh? It's a great series.
For me, like this is the best. Actually, I like the Ottawa series just because the amount of physicality in that series. But this one's been my like second most entertaining to watch. Yeah. 3 games, 3 overtimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, I know you were talking about it earlier. You're saying statistically it's not that close.
No, overtime. I'm saying
overtime.
Like overtime, I think shots wise, I think Montreal has like 20 shots to 6. Tampa only has 6. And I think it was game 3. I think Tampa didn't even register a shot all overtime.
No, we were watching, was it game 3? Was it the one we were watching Friday, right? We were all here, and even still, like the amount of breakaways Montreal had, like there was like 3-4 breakaways in that game alone.
Breakaways. Anderson had one, Demidov had one, and then Caulfield I think had one.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? It's and Vasilevsky had to bail him out. So like, it's like they're kind of on the front foot, right?
Yeah,
when it comes to it.
You know what's crazy? The first line for Montreal, they're all in the minuses. So you got like Caulfield, I think -4,
that's crazy.
Suzuki and Slav.
Yeah.
But then you see the rest of the team, all pluses. So, and like Caulfield's he's not really putting much on the score sheet.
It's crazy.
Just like Suzuki, but you see the rest of their team, Demidov is very quiet too because they're trying to shut him down as well. But like the rest of the team is scoring, right? Which is, I mean, it's a good thing for Montreal. That means you could find scoring in different places, right? Kirby Dach had a great game after that second game, right? Where Van started getting death threats and everything.
Just shut down his show. Him and his girlfriend both had to shut down.
But then coming game 3, just a rock solid game, right? So
that's what you gotta do. You gotta send death threats, and maybe the players.
No,
don't do that. Don't do
we're
that.
not gonna say that shit, dude.
No. Honestly,
I think every player. It happens, man. It was just a mistake.
No, make a mistake, but like you know what it is. I felt like he took that and he's like, oh, like I gotta do something next game. And sometimes like it motivates guys. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just all depends on how they take it too. Like some players you kind of beat it into them. Hey, it's your fault. And sometimes like you go to a player and you just say, hey, don't worry, you get it next time, right?
Yeah.
And
another highlight for me was Brandon Hagel, bro. He is him.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, dude, he just kept every game practically had a goal. Then he had that fight with Slav.
It had knocked him out.
Whew.
I got worried. I thought he was gonna break his jaw, man.
Holy smokes!
And he's so much smaller too.
Yeah, no man, he's so good. But yeah, I think from Tampa's point of view, he completely showed up. While I feel like there's a lot of guys on that team haven't.
Point still missing.
Jake Gensel's another guy. Just has 3 assists, but you're a finisher, you know. And anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna move on. I'll talk about Jake Gensel afterwards, but. Another highlight is the Slav hat trick. Mm-hmm. That was a statement piece, game 1.
No.
So, yeah, that was great. I mean, what was it, game 2 where they had the fight, or was it game?
No, it was game 2.
Game 2, right?
Yeah.
Where you had the fight. Yeah. I didn't feel like he truly had to drop the gloves.
No.
I felt like Montreal has enough guys to do it. But good on the kid, man. He felt like he had to step up. Oh. It's good that he's fine, but
it's just all that adrenaline, right?
Adrenaline, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other player I think has been playing really is Anderson.
Yeah.
I think
Josh Anderson shows up.
Yeah.
Montreal Canadian fans know this. When like playoffs come, Josh Anderson does show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's been playing like lights out, man. And he's just been like, you need guys like that, gritty players like that. So I think he's showed up big for him, and Dobes too, man.
Yeah. What do you think are the 3 reasons why Montreal is winning this series right now?
I think it's just depth scoring. Like, they're finding a crosser lineup, and number 2 is like Dobes. He's been playing lights out, man. Yeah. And like a lot of question marks were on him at the beginning of the series. Oh, like, will he match up to Vasilevsky and stuff? And I think he's played just as good, if not better. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And sure. They haven't had to like bring in Fowler or anything like that, which is big. And
which is good, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just the speed too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they're like just so much faster.
Like Kirby Doc game 3, as I was talking about, he had a goal and assist. Texier had a goal. Mm-hmm. Bolduc had 2 assists. So you're seeing that third line performing game 3, right? That's what you need. Every single game, you need a certain line to show up. So who is Tampa going to shut down? Mm-hmm. Like one line is going to wake up. Like right now, as we're saying, Caulfield line, 5-on-5, they haven't been doing much, right? Other than Slav, right? But once they show up, what are you gonna do, right? Because they are gonna show up. It's just the question is when.
Well, even for them too, like I wouldn't even worry so much. Like, sure, they're not showing because you got so much scoring coming from the rest of the lineup too. Even for them, like all they have to do is just go on and shut down Tampa's first line, right?
Yeah.
And as long as you do that, like you're gonna get scoring from elsewhere.
You can, but Tampa still has a second line that is not performing yet, right? You got Cirelli, you got Gensel and Hagel. That's their second line.
No. 100%. I think like it's so crazy because all 3 of the games they could have gone either way, right?
Yeah.
And no, like we said it before, like Vasilevsky, I think he's been Tampa's best player so far, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you said Dobes? Is that yeah. Like him and Vasi, their numbers aren't that far apart.
No.
They're almost. Well,
what do you expect, right? All the games are going to overtime. If anything, right? Vasilevsky should be a little bit better because I think he's facing more shots, right?
Yeah, and I think apart from them, like Lane Hudson's been great. That shot that he took that game winner was
keep
brilliant.
in mind too, man. No Dobson, he's not playing yet either.
Noah Dobson's not playing, but Victor Hedman's not playing as well for Tampa.
Yeah,
right. That's really hurting Tampa. Mm-hmm. Like that was gonna be one of my 3 reasons why Tampa's just behind. They're giving up so many high danger chances, and just Hedman not being there and stabilizing that defensive core is throwing the entire team out of disarray. You could say.
How do you think Radish has been playing? Hedman 2.0.
He's been okay, but I mean I feel like the team is just giving up too much, man. Too much high danger chances, those breakaways and everything. I think he was part of one of them. I believe so. It's a lot, man. I think it's they're giving up. I think they're like Tampa right now is averaging giving away 12. They have 12 giveaways per game right now in the last 3 games. What is a lot. So I mean, I'm not exactly sure which defenseman's giving up who, but or whatever. But
it also matters where you give it away too, right? Yeah,
for sure.
No, I was gonna say too. What do you think? Will there be a regulation win in this series, or?
I mean, if this series keeps going to overtime, man, it's just a disadvantage for Tampa. They're just gassing out, man. Montreal's a younger team, right? I think so. I think next game should be in regulars. I think 3 overtimes. You had a double OT too as well. So it has to. I think
even like that crowd at the Bell Center, man, crazy.
I was rocking there too. Yeah.
Especially because they were down, right?
Yeah.
And then they came back and won an OT.
Yeah. You could say with Tampa's like third line matching up with Montreal's, you got Nick Paul, Gergensen, and you got Yanni Gord. 0 points across all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's unacceptable for playoffs. Like you know that your third line is the one that wins you the series or wins you games. They could go further, but if you're not getting anything out of your third line, then you're screwed. So Nick Paul, especially Nick Paul in the past has shown up on very crucial games.
The crazy part too is like Tampa, like they were probably arguably one of the hottest teams in the league, right?
Yeah.
And like they have a wealth of like playoff experience. You think like they'd be the ones kind of leading the charge, right? But no, it's Montreal.
Yeah.
I think it's just.
But you see, you're noticing like with all these series and what we talked about in the past, sometimes experience only takes you to a certain
far.
point. Like youth now, the game that the way the game is, if you have youth, you have speed, and you have constant pressure, there's a high chance you're going to win the series or win a game, win multiple games, whatever you want to say, one game at a time. But usually that's what wins you games. So
well, it's crazy too because like so in the past you've seen it the playoffs. You always want to bring in bigger guys, the more physical players and stuff.
Yeah.
And now it feels like you want the fast, more agile guys. So like this was kind of I guess what the Leafs were trying to do back in the day, and now it's kind of paying fruition. But yeah, it feels like it's going that way.
Yeah, no, for sure. You need a good balance, and there's other series that happen afterwards we could talk about, and a lot of we talked about the games before this too. Like when you have a good balance of veterans and youth, I think you do need a balance.
Oh, 100%.
You can't just have youth and you're just not.
Or you can't just have all veterans, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. We both had Montreal in 7, right?
7, yeah.
Yeah, in 7. So do you still feel that way?
I still feel that way.
Yeah. No,
I don't know, maybe like 6, but yeah, I think it's gonna go right down to the wire.
Yeah, no, I still feel that way too as well.
Yeah,
I think it's just gonna be back and forth. Tampa's not gonna disappear. I think one of the reasons I would say we were talking about Jake Gensel. Like Jake Gensel is a finisher and he has scored a lot of crucial goals. Like you having 0 goals, it's like you need to step up. Next game, I feel like he needs to be the most important player for Tampa. Like he needs to be able to. Him and Nick Paul, I think.
Yeah.
They're due. They have to do something.
Right? I think you need to step up too.
Yeah, you can't just get assists.
Yeah.
Like I know Brendan Hagel, you have given him what, like 3-4 assists, but that's not good enough. You need to score.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Nick Paul as well has to pick up his share as well on the bottom 6. So I think if Tampa does that, the series will go on longer. But if those guys don't wake up, then you could see Montreal winning the next game.
And even with Tampa, right? I think like two of the 3 games, I think they had leads with like 5 minutes left in the game, and I think they've like given up late. They need to like protect the lead, man.
Yeah, the shot I was talking about OT, it was game 3 when Lane Hudson scored. Yeah, that was the game. Then Lane Hudson scored 5 minutes into OT. I think 5 minutes left, and Tampa didn't take a single shot all game, all period. Sorry, all overtime. So you can't have that. How if you don't take no shots on net, you have no chance of winning the game, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So yeah, Tampa they need to shoot more. They can't give up high danger chances and keep the series longer. But yeah, I could see Montreal winning next game too, man.
Yeah, no.
I could see it.
I don't know. I think Tampa wins next game, and
they should.
That should reset home ice.
They got big time players, man. They got too many of those guys. They can't stay quiet for too long.